Hey horror fans, thanks for joining me for this review of 3 from Hell. Yes, definitely from Hell. Cast and crew information down below, including the IMDb plot, which I will read right now. After barely surviving prison, the demented Firefly clan go on the run, unleashing a whole new wave of murder, madness, and mayhem. Of course they do. That's what they do. So to start, I guess I'm gonna say I don't think there's any too many big spoilers in this movie. It is probably what you expect it to be, so you can consider this a spoiler alert if you want. But I'm gonna talk pretty openly about you know the movie. There is maybe one little tiny twist towards the end, which I'll leave out. But I think it's pretty much what you'd expect. So, but anyway, I'll give the spoiler alert just in case you want to be completely open with what is going to happen in this movie. So this was put out originally through Phantom Events, so I missed it. I did see 31 via that marketing, and I didn't really care for 31, and I got suckered that way, so I wasn't gonna get suckered again as much as I wanted to see this movie. Really didn't expect to see this movie. Didn't expect them to do a third part, especially with the way the Devil's Rejects ends. If you saw that movie, and hopefully you did, you see them get shot a million times, and you're like, well, how the hell are these people surviving here? But they do. So off the bat, of course, you want to know how the hell they survived, and this one starts off, kind of in a documentary style, news story style. They're gonna take you from them getting taken to the hospital, to them surviving, how they survived. They got it was a miracle that all of them survived, and getting shot so many times. They give you a little bit of details on each, Otis, Baby, and Captain Spaulding. They each take them individually, show a little bit of what's happened in between the time they were taken to the hospital to their recovery to where they are. Baby spends a good portion of the early movie stuck in prison. Otis, in the beginning I thought, is this going to be a whole documentary style or whatever, but then it becomes a regular movie. Not too long into it. Otis escapes, and you get to see him after that and what he does, and then unfortunately, Captain Spaulding, he doesn't escape. He gets put to death, and so if you're expecting a lot of him in this movie, it's not. And unfortunately, we know that Sid Haig passed away, and I don't know what his health was when they shot this movie, but he does have a really good scene early on, bringing you back to Captain Spaulding and what you would expect from him. But after that, his character is Captain Spaulding is put to death. So they need a third person in this movie, and basically the third person is Richard Brake, and that he plays the role of Otis's brother, I believe, and he kind of takes over, and he does a really good job of just being another crazy person who doesn't care and goes all out, willing to kill anybody and so forth. So he's the one who also helps Otis escape from jail. So here you have basically then, after the beginning part, you have basically two storylines. You have Otis and his brother causing some chaos, and then Baby in prison causing her own chaos. What I really like about these characters and so forth is that they're human. They are crazy, but they are human. They're not creatures. They're not like Freddy or Jason Michael that you kill 1,000 times and they come back. They're human. Maybe they shouldn't have survived at the end of Devil's Rejects. Okay, but they're just nuts, and they have no mercy on anybody. Kind of like I think of Mick from Wolf Creek. He has no mercy. He just wants to kill. He doesn't care. And they do too. And that's kind of what I like about watching these characters. They just you feel that anybody they come across, they're dead. Like, that's it. You don't want to talk to them. You don't want to be in their view because they're dead. And you see it again here. So you see Baby and really enjoy her character. And she kind of has a run-in with one of the guards there, and they don't really get along. The guard tries to do her in, but of course Baby gets out of it. You do get a weird Rob Zombie-ish kind of scene where she has like a dream sequence or something. I don't know why you need that. It's just to add a little bit to her character, but and a little bit to her craziness. But we already know she's crazy. And then Otis is his brother trying to find a way, after escaping police, to get Baby out of prison, because that's the only way they're going to get her out. So they end up at the warden's house and basically take a few people hostage and convince the warden to the next day to go back to the prison and break Baby out of prison. So as far-fetched as that may seem, it actually happens. And he brings her back to the house, and we have a slaughter scene here. Everybody dies. They kill everybody in typical fashion. Again, like I just said, they have no mercy. They kill everybody, and there is no mercy here. They have fun with it. Baby goes nuts chasing a person, and everybody else gets either shot or slit throat and so forth. What you'd expect. From these crazy people. After that, the story moves forward, and they end up in Mexico. You might not think that Mexico is the place for these three nuts, but it is where they end up. And they kind of get comfortable there and think that nobody there recognizes them and so forth, but that's not the case. There is somebody who does recognize them. And I guess here's where the small twist in the story is, and I'm not going to give it away, nothing huge and major, but there is somebody who's looking for them and wants revenge on them for, I won't give away the reason or the person, but they I guess want revenge on I think it's fair to say Otis most of all, but because his brother and Baby are with them, they have to suffer too. So he's known in Mexico, was part of, I guess, a gang or something of killers called the Saints, or maybe the Saints of something. I don't remember exactly. But they basically, they come and they're wearing like wrestling style mask, Mexican luchador kind of mask. And they eventually come to the town and try to take out Otis and company. So that sets up another scene for a lot of deaths and a lot of killing and shooting and so forth, and some dramatics, another action scene there at the end. And I don't know if it's a spoiler alert or not, but again, like I said, I'm open here. They survive and to live another day, and it's never as extreme as the Devil's Rejects. The end of that, you thought they were toast, but they lived to move on and so forth. So, can Rob Zombie do a fourth movie if he wants? It's there. Is it necessary? Really not. The thing here with this third movie is it doesn't really add anything to these characters. They're nuts. They have no mercy on anybody else. They're willing to kill everybody. You pretty much get that from the Devil's Rejects. If you didn't already know that from the House of a Thousand Corpses. So when I look at this, I say, did it really add anything to the story? No. Was it absolutely necessary? No. Is it, if you're a fan of this crazy family, is it fun to see, or is it just another adventure, another chapter? Yeah, it is. Sometimes it's nice to have 3 movies in a series. So, hopefully this is the chapter on that. If he ever revisited this, I would say the only way that I would, if you're just going to set up a whole other thing where they're just killing other people, there's just no point to that. If he was going to do more of this, I would say the only way to really truly make it interesting is maybe kind of revisit back into the House of 1,000 Corpses with whatever the hell was going on under that house, or wherever it was with that craziness. Maybe bring it back to that, or give more details on that avenue there. Because as far as, Otis and Baby, again, they're great characters. Love seeing the mayhem that they cause and how carefree they are at it. But, I don't know if there's anything more to add there. So, this might just be the good conclusion to this and just end it here. I don't know that this movie made bazillions of dollars, so I don't think they just made this to just make the money off of it. It is what it is. I don't know what I was hoping for, but again, it just ends up being another chapter in these people's in this crazy family's lives. So it's nothing that's going to blow you away. Pretty much what's expected: blood and guts. Some gunfights and so forth. And, again, Baby being Baby and Otis being Otis. So with that, I really wish I could rate it higher, but again, because it just, didn't add enough new to me, I'm going to give it 2.5 pools of blood. Because I like the characters, I like the mayhem, no mercy, the killings and so forth, but maybe if it had added something new to the story or something like that, maybe I would have gone up to the 3 pools of blood. But because it just didn't add anything new, yeah, they brought in his brother, but that's just filling in a character's role there because they had to get rid of Captain Spaulding. Unfortunately, because he's such a great character as it is. So yeah, I wish I could go higher on this one, but I think it is what it is, and as fun as they are, hopefully this marks the end of it. So with that, horosgoryreviews.blogspot.com, where you can find more videos, more written reviews, and of course social media as well down below. Feel free to comment, agree, disagree, whatever you think is fine. Hopefully, if you're fans of the first 2 movies, you'll at least see this movie, so you can at least have a conclusion in your mind to the series. And yeah, and I guess that's about it for 3 from Hell. So hopefully that's it for the review, and hopefully that's it for them, unless something really new and exciting can happen in their world, which I doubt it at this point. So I guess that's it, and I will catch you on the next review, horror fans.